Peaceful greetings, Wanderlust community, family. Thank you so much for joining us here. I am Ona Hawk with DJ SeriousBlack on Wanderlust TV for this sharing, this collaboration of sound and flow as part of True North Live. So let us just take a deep breath just as you are, in and out through the nose, as a way of connecting all of us where we are and how we are. We'll be honoring in this practice all of the directions that call us that way, that move us voluntarily in directions, lines, spirals, all those weaving paths to deeper within, as well as to where they take us in the world and beyond. Take this time to adjust anything that you feel needs a shift or change, physically or in the mind space. And if you feel comfortable with deepening the breath and maybe closing the eyes, just settling as comfortably as you can into your seat and the parts of you touching earth. Taking up the space within that nutrient, life-giving energy that comes in with the breath, and taking your sweet time to release with the exhale, to untangle, to feel free, and to be. We'll take the hands up over the eyes. You can apply a little pressure if you want to for a massage to bring rest or a type of awakening into this headspace. Perhaps healing, and always nurturing and giving. And then moving the hands down in front of your heart space, imagining a cord that connects these energies. And let your next exhale out entirely. We'll take a deep inhale in together. And just pause at the top as you open your mouth wide and sigh this exhale out through it. Inhaling again and sighing out through the mouth. Releasing hands and taking your time to move yourself in any way into a hands and knees position, choosing which direction is the front of your mat, and keeping knees together on the tops of the feet. We'll take a breath in and look out in front. And as you exhale, maybe a little bit of rounding in the spine feels good as you move seat back and resting them on the feet. bringing shoulders over the hips. Inhale and slowly floating the arms from the shoulder out to the wrist, out in front. And as you breathe out, rest the palms on top of the thighs. So we'll take an inhale in. And as you breathe out, twist your head over your right shoulder. And as you breathe with the head twisted in this direction, gently bringing in the element of air as you look to your east. And with a deep breath in, swiveling your head back to center. And the exhale will shift chin down towards chest. Feeling the weight of the head, honoring gravity and its effect on you, letting it be a guide in this direction down south to your fire. And then with your breath in, raising the head back up to look straight ahead. With the exhale, you'll twist the head over your opposite shoulder. And keeping shoulders relaxed away from ears, elbows deep beneath, and resting at your sides. As you look to your west, to your water. And an inhale swivels that head back to center. Breathe out. And next inhale, you'll lift the head slowly along with the eyes to look up to your north. And as you exhale, try not to let the head drop between the shoulders behind you, keeping throat open as you awaken to your connection to earth. And with a breath in, looking straight ahead again, and exhaling out completely. Dropping shoulders down, raising the wrists back up out in front with your inhale. As you exhale, relaxing palms down to the mat. And then you'll just walk them out in front of you, grounding through the whole palm. With your next inhale, raising yourself back up into a table position, lifting up the feet, maybe moving toes and ankles. And then we'll curl the toes underneath and press them down. Take a breath in, looking out. And as you exhale, using your hands maybe to help your seat back onto the heels, adjusting the toes if you'd like, and maybe bringing heels closer together, spreading the seat on them. As you inhale, floating the arms back out in front of you, lightly releasing them down, palm to thigh. Here, finding the most gentle way to be with your breath. One more deep inhale. And as you exhale, just checking to see if you are tight anywhere in the upper body and if it can relax deeper down. With your inhale, we'll float the arms straight back out to shoulder height. And exhale them again down, maybe right in front of your knees. And walking the hands back out, returning to your table with your next deep inhale. Lifting up the feet and relieving them. Just checking in to increase the circulation and that energy flow down there. And then relaxing onto the tops of the feet. Then we'll stretch the left leg long behind you. You can lift it off the ground. And with your inhale, you're gonna press a little bit stronger into both arms and also the knee that's on the ground. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, let's bring this knee in between the hands, down to the mat, and then slide or use your toes to help walk that leg back long behind. Hands coming underneath shoulders. You're staying on the top of the leg that's stretched out behind and trying to keep the shoulders nice and tall over hips. Relaxing that left side of your seat and back of thigh onto that heel. And with your next inhale, let's lift the heart center, open throat, and look up. With your exhale, maybe drawing shoulder blades a little closer together behind, using fingertips to support your balance. And with your inhale, looking straight ahead, staying long as you take a fold over this thigh. Chin maybe to knee or to chest. Taking a deep breath in where you feel that abdomen expand out against the thigh. And breathe out. And with your inhale, rising back up. Shoulders over hips. And again, breathe out, settle down. We'll walk the hands back forward, placing them flat, and curl the toe of the foot behind. As you breathe in, lifting this knee off the ground, keeping that heel over the ankle. And then take your time sliding or walking that foot back to meet your balance in plank. Breath in. And exhale. One more inhale here. Bending your knees, and with that exhale, releasing down slowly, both of them to the mat, coming onto tops of the feet. Another inhale might open chest out in front of you a little more, and as you breathe out, bending elbows, keeping them in close to your sides as you release chest down and floating down to the whole front of the body, rested to earth. Inhale and raising head and shoulders into baby cobra, feeling the width between the hips, and always taking up your space inside and out, long from toe to head. And with that exhale, releasing back down. Breathe here in. Maybe sighing this exhale out if that feels good. With your inhale again, you'll press up and you can come into the same shape, or you might use the arm strength and space in the front of the shoulders to raise up a little bit higher, supporting yourself again on the lower abdomen and pelvis. Exhale and releasing back down. Keeping elbows again in close to your sides. We'll inhale and press the arms straight this time, returning with knees bent, curling the toes underneath. As you inhale, raising hips up, ears between arms into pyramid pose or downward facing dog. Bringing the feet as flat as you can without any expectations of what this looks like in this practice. Taking and accepting what is here with your breath in and exhaling. One more breath in, raising up on high onto the toes. Again, relaxing the knees before exhaling and floating them back down to mat. Coming back onto the tops of the feet. So this time we'll stretch the opposite leg. Right leg goes back behind. Maybe it's parallel to the floor. Maybe it's just raised a few inches. off the ground. Take a deep breath in. Again, lengthen arms, pressing down and lengthening from knee to hip of that leg that's on the floor. One more inhale. And as you breathe out, sliding this knee forward, resting it on the mat in between the hands, and shifting that foot back. You might find that as you try to adjust shoulders over hips, that you tend to arch the back. You can drawing navel or that lowest rib in. You might also raise up a little bit with the seat off of that foot to gain that alignment. Taking a breath in as you float and bring that feminine energy up the front of you as you lift eyes and exhale. Relax shoulders. Inhale, lifting head back up to look straight. And as you breathe out, think of the length through your spine as you release down into this fold over thigh. Again, always wherever you are, more than what you look like matters less than how you feel. Breath in and a complete release. And pressing into fingers to help guide shoulders back up and atop the hips. Taking this full release with the exhale out here. Then walking hands back flat next to that knee. Again, this side, curling that toe underneath and inhaling, raising the knee up, finding that line that you want from heel to hip, and then shifting that other leg back into plank. Breath in. And as you exhale, maybe you find in your mind what obstacles you may be creating for yourself here. If you're a perfectionist, we can let that go. Take a deep breath in. Let's rise into our brilliance as we lift those hips up. And exhale. Again, find where you want to settle those heels down. This time you might walk the legs, bending one knee and straightening the opposite. Again, we have natural forces working for us, and we are practicing to release that idea that we need to force ourselves anywhere or anyway. We'll take a breath in and raise up onto the toes again. This time as you breathe out, bring both heels back down as close as you can to the mat. Taking a deep inhale and exhale out. Then we'll raise up onto the toes. This time take a walk with the feet up in between the hands for a fold close to the top of your mat, where you let the arms dangle, resting knuckles and back of the hands towards the earth. Chin might be adjusted a little bit closer towards the chest, and you can bend the knees if that releases tension in lower back or behind in the legs. Spreading the feet and meeting your mat. Deep inhale and complete exhale out. Now keeping the chin to the chest and the arms loose and relaxed as you inhale, we'll rise up into a stand. Maybe a whole nother breath that you use just to feel a sense of ease here on your 2 feet. And what you do here is just a little bend in the elbow, which will create a little space between the body and the arms, palms faced behind. Again, still facing front of your mat, just practicing balance here. Without any sense of rush, we can breathe in and let go of that. Then we'll inhale, bringing arms out to the side. You might stretch and lengthen through the whole body, straight legs as palms touch with your exhale overhead. Take an inhale and now lift eyes to look up into that space between the hands. And shift the arms back as you shift hips forward. Continuing with the deep breathing. And with your next inhale, undoing that by coming back up straight, looking ahead. Back of the hands will touch. And you'll exhale, moving that energy, whether it be protective or healing, as arms come back down to your sides. Breathing in and floating hands to the front of the thighs and then chin to the chest. And we'll exhale, you might shift hips back and notice how much weight is in the heels, maybe relieving what is in the toes a touch. Breath in once you return to this fold, feeling. Deep inhale. And let it go as you bend the knees slightly. You'll look out in front of you and just like you're diving into a pool of water, stretch those arms out in front. As you breathe out, spread those fingers like you're reaching and wrapping the hands behind the legs. Anywhere as long as it's not directly behind the knee, and you'll hold on tight. Inhale and straighten those legs and arms as you flatten the back. Your gaze might be right at the edge of the mat to keep that neck long. Take another inhale. And as you breathe out, exaggerate the squat and the width between the seat as you let elbows come out to your side and chest rest on thighs. Chin towards knee or chest. Abdomen expands with the inhale and the exhale. Maybe you find yourself able to relax more here. As you breathe in now, you'll release hands and bring them into a pyramid shape where thumb and index finger touch. You're gonna place this down with palms facing the mat and straightening arms with that bend in the wrist. Even if the hands don't touch, they can hover with this action through these limbs over ground. Take a breath in and exhale. Release back into your relaxed fold. One more breath in here and exhale out. Then palms coming down to the mat. We will stretch that left leg back now long. Breathe in, keeping that bend in the front knee to help support lowering that foot back down to the mat, toes curled under. Take your time to adjust the distance between the feet and breathe in. And exhale out. Another inhale. You might raise up a little bit higher on the toe back there. And then settle the knee down to the mat, coming onto the top of the foot. Breath in. You can use your hands a little bit more underneath the shoulders to lengthen spine. And exhale, relax right side of the chest onto this thigh. You can wrap the arms underneath in a hug. You may squeeze. Getting comfortable with one part of ourselves touching another. And let the next exhale go. With the inhale, we'll release the arms down and make a circle. As you bring them out to the sides and up overhead, you're straightening that front leg. And the exhale brings palms together overhead. You'll notice the back hip is directly over that knee on ground. Take a breath in. And exhale, we'll move hands down to that thigh. Take an inhale. And as you breathe out, let's rebend the front knee and find our lunge. Breath in. And as you exhale, shoulders settle away from ears. You meet your core, your center, that middle of the compass. As you inhale, let's float arms straight out in front. And exhale them down next to the front foot. You'll curl the toes of that foot behind you again, raise up off the knee with your inhale. And we're gonna bring left hand to the inside of that right foot in front. As you inhale again, let's bring the right arm out to your side and all the way up overhead along with your eyes. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, you can keep that arm up there or follow with the eyes as you move the fingers to point back towards that toe and foot on the ground behind. Even deeper, you can stay here, or with your next exhale, rolling onto the outside of the left foot and a little bit onto the outside of the right foot. Deep inhale and exhale. As you raise the arm back up towards the sky, if you're in this position, you'll curl back onto the toes behind, flat foot in front. And with the exhale, follow with the eyes as you bring arm back out to the side and down to mat. Again, you will here step back that front foot into plank pose. Breath in and release. Then we'll inhale, hips all the way up. As you exhale, finding the space between your feet that matches alignment with the hips as you settle heels down. Breathing in and raising up onto toes. And we'll exhale, knees down. Returning to tops of the feet. And then we will bring opposite foot up in between the hands. And curl that toe of the foot behind if you need to adjust space to find the width that matches your energy and flexibility between that foot and knee on ground. Again, hands might come under shoulders to raise chest up with a deep inhale and exhale. And I realized I did the same side twice. So hopefully you did the opposite leg. Breath in and breath out. Taking your time to adjust. If you did the same thing I did, there's no rush. One more inhale here and exhale out. And then palms coming flat. You'll curl the toe of the foot behind. Breathing in, raising up off of that knee. Into your higher lunge. Space between the toes as you bring right hand to the inside of the left foot. And we'll draw left arm out to the side and up overhead with your inhale. And exhale. Staying strong with parts of you touching on the ground, length through those limbs. And with the next exhale, you have the choice of drawing that arm back behind along with your eyes. Inhale. And then the deeper option of a hip opener as you roll onto the outside of each foot. Keeping that extension from shoulder to fingertip long behind. Or up in the air. As you breathe in, we're raising that arm back up as you float back onto the toes and flat foot in front. And exhale, arm comes back down along with the eyes. You'll walk that front foot back again, meeting in plank. This time we'll take a deep breath in and exhale, settle down onto the knees, tops of the feet, shoulders over wrists. As you inhale and exhale, bend these elbows, releasing chest down, floating all the way front of the body to mat. Breath in. And as you breathe out, let the arms come long and beside you. You might rest on chin or forehead. And then we'll bend both knees, raising the feet up into the air. Given an opportunity here to connect hands with the feet, either energetically or physically. Now raising arms and maybe moving feet into the hands. You'll get a different vibration in the shoulders based on which way thumbs are faced. And as you inhale, raise shoulders, chest, head off ground, and maybe the knees float up as well. A good grip with the hands will allow you to push the feet into them, maybe raising a little bit higher with your next inhale. And then exhale, release slowly. Every piece of you back down to mat in a full state of rest on the front of the body. Full breaths. Space and width of the body mattering as much as length of you. And then let's draw the arms out to the side and back underneath shoulders, fingers pointed towards front of the mat. And inhale, you'll press up, straight arms. If the knees are spread, you can keep them that way, moving maybe feet closer together as you shift seat back in that direction into child pose. Resting forehead down or maybe bringing hands under that head in some way or another for support and to raise the floor up to you. Noticing where you are on this planet and within all the space that is yours, that is the universe. Take a deep breath in and let that go. And then stay. Observing the vibration in you, the subtle movement of the breath, even in rest. Let's take a deep breath in again. If you want to sigh this last one out through the mouth, go right ahead. And then you'll spread the fingers, flat palms to the mat. As you inhale, let's raise the head and heart, maybe lifting the forearms off the mat. And as you breathe out, feel like there's weights underneath the arms, just drawing you down to earth a little deeper. And then inhale, rising back up to your table position. Drawing knees back into alignment with hips and somehow with the feet. We'll shift both feet over to one side of the mat and take your hands in a walk around the other side until you can softly bring the seat down next to the feet and draw the legs out in front. Moving yourself so feet are all the way up to the front edge of your mat so that you have space to recline behind you. First, resting palms onto the thighs. Being with the connection between the upper parts of you and the lower, the base consciousness and the higher one you may have moved into with this flow, with this sound. And as you inhale again, you can float the arms out in front of you to shoulder height. Chin moves to chest, and as you exhale, release seat, and then one vertebrae at a time as you recline. You may bring forearms down beside you for a more graceful release down, or use that core by keeping arms straight out until the shoulders relax and you rest the head. Separating the feet if you want to, as wide as you wish. Letting them dangle out from the ankles, and then honoring any other adjustments or shifting in your position to feel in alignment, not just physically, but with pure spirit from root to crown. Feeling the hands and letting them guide you as to where they might wish to be placed for a closing in your rest. And taking 5 more breaths. If time allows you, you may choose to stay. To let your breathing be enough. And if you wish, you may follow me as I bring feet back together, toes pointed up towards ceiling. Bending both knees and then bringing the feet to the mat. Shift feet over to one side and let the hips move a little bit over in that direction as well. Then letting the knees come down together to one side and rolling onto that shoulder, resting in this fetal position. Letting that one side of you stay connected. Physically. Allowing now that energetic space above you to call you into it as you press your hands down, rising up into a seat of your choice that feels true and honestly easy for you. Let yourself be the artist of this body. To know your comfort, to know your home deep inside. Perhaps visualizing the maps of where this sound and flow let you travel. With the knowing that you always have a way to return. And in closing, turning palms to face up wherever the back of the hands may rest. As you inhale, raising the hands up to heart's height, and then moving the palms together there. Again, being here with your breath, with the vibration inside, and that one you met without. Taking an inhale together, maybe lengthening up a little bit taller. And as you breathe out, settling as you move chin to chest, looking in. With gratitude for your guiding light, your inner voice, your true love and wisdom. Deep inhale. Feel free to sigh this exhale out. And with that, I thank you for coming back or joining for the first time here with me, Ona, and DJ SeriousBlack. We are grateful for you sharing with us.